Deep in the forests of West Africa, there once existed a writing system that almost no one can read today. But some say a few people still can. In 1995, I traveled into the African jungle to find them. If you trace the coastline of West Africa on a map, your eye is drawn to a vast, unbroken green. Along the Gulf of Guinea, an immense tropical forest stretches for thousands of kilometers, dense, humid, and impenetrable. From Sierra Leone to Ghana, this is a world where light barely reaches the forest floor, and where, for centuries, the outside world remained on the edge of the unknown. In the 15th century, the first Europeans arrived. Navigators from Lisbon, driven by trade, ambition, and the promise of new routes. They sailed along this hostile coastline, searching for safe anchorages and opportunities for commerce, but the shore offered little welcome. Swamps, heavy surf, and dense vegetation kept them at a distance. Contact with local communities was rare, brief encounters at the edge of a vast guarded land. For generations, the Portuguese turned their attention elsewhere, to Guinea-Bissau and the rich trading networks of the Gold Coast. Then, in 1687, a new power arrived. Under Louis XIV, a French trading company began to explore this coast. They established footholds at Assigny and Grand Bassam, between ocean and jungle. From there, expeditions pushed inland, into the forest, into the unknown. By the 1930s, they had explored and subdued the last peoples of the forest zone. In 1940, Joseph Joffre ventured into one of the most remote regions of the Guinean jungle, inhabited by the Loma. In an article published 5 years later, he described them in detail. The Loma belong to the Mandefou linguistic group and live in a fertile mountainous region around Macenta. Their population was estimated at around 70,000. Some village chiefs used a unique syllabic script to communicate, though it proved difficult to decipher. Joffre collected several texts and began isolating individual syllables, eventually identifying 187 distinct signs. However, the total number of signs is around 400, as many syllables can be written in 2 or 3 different forms. Do any people still remain today, more than 50 years later, who can read the Loma script? Has this written tradition survived to the present day? These are the questions on my mind as I arrive in Ivory Coast. My journey begins in Grand Bassam. Joffre's article is my only clue. In 1842, King Ate Keble granted the French trading rights across the region. A town soon emerged, a major 19th century trading hub and the first capital of Ivory Coast. Today, a quiet melancholy hangs over its streets. People pass by decaying colonial houses and crumbling estates, once grand, now fading into ruin. In the old hospital, squatters live among the ruins, the garden reclaimed by dense vegetation. The last patients were treated here in 1899 before a deadly yellow fever outbreak forced the colonists to flee. Just an hour's drive from Grand Bassam lies Abidjan, a vast modern metropolis of 3 million. Here, major European and Japanese companies have their regional headquarters. In Abidjan, I plan to visit my friend Kamara and persuade him to join me on a journey toward the border of Guinea. Kamara lives in Abobo, a rapidly growing, chaotic district on the northern edge of the city. My friend belongs to the Dioula people. His ancestors came from the north, from Mali, traders who settled in large villages along the main trade routes. Kamara moved to Abidjan 5 years ago in search of work, leaving his wife and 7 children in Dimbokro, whom he visits regularly. In Abobo, he lives with 2 of his daughters. Kadi is just 13, lively, full of laughter, still poised on the edge of childhood. Sita, at 21, is the eldest. She works occasionally as a hairdresser, and at home she takes charge of the kitchen. Kamara's wife has fallen ill, and my friend is preparing to return to Dimbokro to visit her. With regret, he decides not to join me on the expedition. I spend the night at Kamara's place in Abobo, and the next day I head west to the port city of San Pedro. Heading toward Liberia, I stay at the largest hotel in San Pedro, the Atlantique Hotel, owned by Mr. Dambrowski. I set out for the village of Taki, inhabited by the Kru people, accompanied by a local expat named Bogdan. The Kru were among the earliest inhabitants of what is now Ivory Coast, living in the dense forests that stretch along the Atlantic coast. Just as they did centuries ago, the Kru people still depend on fishing for their livelihood. Taki lies at 4 degrees north. The sun stands high, and at midday its rays are unforgiving. Colors lose their intensity in the glare. This is when the first fishermen return, in long dugout canoes carved from a single tree. Villagers gather to pull them ashore. A muscular fisherman lifts the net, judging the weight of the catch. Lobster is a prized delicacy, best when freshly caught and roasted over charcoal. After a short negotiation, we settle on a price and take the entire catch with us. The locals split the lobsters in half, cutting lengthwise along the back. After just 20 minutes over the fire, the meat is ready, tender, rich, and a true delicacy. It is my final meal by the Atlantic Ocean. A week passes, and I leave the Atlantic coast behind, heading north. In Bayo, I hire a guide named Joseph to lead me through the jungle. At the hotel, I pay him an advance, and on November 2nd, we set off into the jungle. An old colonial road, once leading west, is now overgrown, but still the shortest way to the Catholic mission in Zania. Night falls. Exhausted, I lie down on a bed prepared by Joseph. The land of the Loma is still days away. The next day, we run out of water, a detail my guide had completely overlooked. Near our camp, a natural pool becomes our only water source, but making it safe to drink takes time. Water from the pond has to be boiled, then purified. I go through the process again and again, while Joseph fashions a fishing rod. After hours of trekking through the forest, he longs for a good fat fish. Late in the afternoon, we set up camp at the widest stretch of the forest path. Joseph cuts lianas and builds a simple structure, and we stretch a mosquito net across the top. The next day, we cover over 20 kilometers, climbing over fallen trees, pushing through shoulder-high undergrowth. By afternoon, we reach a lake. The mission is close. A cool wind blows in from Liberia. We are now in Guinea territory. I spend 3 days at the mission, playing football with the children in the evenings. These are my first unhurried days in Africa. Clean sheets and 3 meals a day feel like a luxury after the journey through the jungle. The Nsi River flows out of the pristine forest known as Tai, one of the last remaining primary rainforests in West Africa. From the Catholic mission, it is just an hour's walk. This forest is home to rare species such as pygmy hippos, forest elephants, and chimpanzees. On the far side of the forest stands another Catholic mission, run by Father Antoni. From here, the border with Liberia, engulfed in civil war, is just 5 kilometers away. Father Antoni is from southeastern Poland. He has been working in Africa for 4 years. His parish lies close to the mission in Zangye. The 40 kilometers between them feel like a short distance here. Missionary work means traveling from village to village, building trust and maintaining good relations with the local authorities. One day I travel with Antoni to the village of Ubi. Along the way we pass a bush taxi, a local vehicle that can carry up to 18 people. There's often no space inside even for the man who checks tickets and loads baggage onto the roof. The village of Ubi is remarkably picturesque. It is orderly, and many houses are adorned with colorful paintings depicting daily life. The villagers remain devoted to their ancestors. In November, as the dry season begins, they prepare for the annual Mask Festival, held around New Year. The rice harvest is ending, and the coffee is ripening. Food is plentiful, and money from the first coffee harvest goes toward basic household goods. Antoni speaks with the women, asking about their health and their families. For the first time, I see a newborn. The baby is born light-skinned. Only after a few days does the pigment emerge, and the skin slowly darkens. My next destination lies near the town of Man, the land of the Dan people, also known as the Yakuba. The Dan are renowned for their powerful mask traditions, where masks are not just objects but living forces within ritual and daily life. The land of the Dan is a rugged mountainous landscape covered in dense rainforest. Deep valleys and thick vegetation create a world of constant green, often veiled in mist. It feels remote and timeless, a place where nature still dominates. On the 21st day, I climbed the highest mountain with 3 young men of the Dan, a sacred place. At the foot of the mountain, the ground turns marshy. The boys cut bamboo and build a bridge. The slope steepens. We climb the final meters over bare rock. As late as the 19th century, the Dan fought fierce wars with the neighboring Gair. Pushing south, they made this land the site of their final battles. Here, the two peoples made peace, and the mountain became a sacred boundary. In the afternoon, we descend to a small forest settlement. I am invited into a hut to rest. Palm wine is shared by all the peoples of the forest zone. Before offering me a full cup, the host takes a sip himself, an old custom, proving the drink is safe. Until not long ago, poisoning was one of the most common ways of eliminating enemies in this part of Africa. Thursday is market day in Koima. I come to Koima to witness the mask races. In the dry season, they take place once a week, when work in the fields is done. By early afternoon, a group of young men moves through the village, singing and beating drums. They announce that the race is about to begin. Near the mask house, young men gather, painting their faces and torsos with white clay. A man appears, dressed only in short trousers, the race judge. Waving a bell, he summons the masks from hiding. Moments later, two masks emerge from the house, the so-called house masks. Unlike the forest masks, these are visible to everyone, children, women, and the uninitiated. Their round eyes identify them as male, while the wide openings allow for vision during the chase. Among the Dan, power does not lie with kings, but with elders and ritual authority. At the heart of their society is a system of initiation and secret societies, where masks are not symbols but living forces. The masks, along with the runners and the judge, move from house to house, bowing before the elders. After a few minutes, they reach the main square, the center of the village, where the race begins. Each performer makes exaggerated theatrical gestures, warming up as they circle the square. The runners, joined by a musician, form a column, a sign that the race is about to begin. Spectators watch from the shade, pressed against the houses surrounding the square. A black mask prepares for the race. The runner gets a two-step advantage. At the signal, the chase begins. One touch decides everything. The runner zigzags, escaping. The mask rarely wins. The judge ends the chase. On the 28th day, I cross into Guinea. I reach the forests of Zayama, the land of the Loma. Here, Joffre once met chiefs who used a written script. Will I find them too? In Seredu, I recruit a translator, Alphonse Anu, a member of the Geze people. Alphonse knows many Loma villages and has a deep knowledge of the forest and its plants. On November 25th, I begin my search. Together we head south, moving along the edge of the Ziama forest. Within 2 hours we come across elephant tracks. Alphonse studies them, tracing the direction of the giants. Ziama is one of the last great forests of West Africa, dense, remote, and hard to reach. It is alive with wildlife. Leopards move through the distant mountains, while elephants raid nearby banana groves, drawn by the abundance of food. By evening, we reach a deserted forest settlement. The first huts stand empty, but soon we hear voices. At the far end of the village, a few homes are still inhabited. Sumo, a friend of Alphonse, invites us into his hut. After the welcoming rituals and washing at the well, we settle outside as evening falls. As tradition dictates, we drink several cups of palm wine. A few insects in my cup do little to spoil its refreshing taste. Alphonse explains my purpose. I want to visit Loma villages in the Ziama forest. Sumo has never seen the Loma script. He warns us against heading west. Bands from Liberia are said to be operating there. It is too dangerous for two travelers. Alphonse agrees and instead asks about the route east toward the Diana River. Sumo, an elephant tracker, invites us into the Ziama forest. He says elephants are nearby and can be approached while feeding. The idea excites me. I promise Sumo a reward if he can find the elephants. After a simple breakfast of bananas and palm wine, I set out into the forest with Sumo and Alphonse. Sumo finds fresh tracks. We follow them for 2 hours. It feels like we are close. Every few steps, the guides stop and listen. But that day, we cannot get within range. The elephants remain unseen. Sumo estimates the size of the animal that passed through that morning. Two days pass. We spend the night in a village surrounded by coffee bushes. We are close to the Diana River. Tall oil palms line the road to the village. To reach the village of Koima, we must cross the river. The hanging bridge, woven from lianas, is a masterpiece of African craftsmanship. It spans more than 100 meters, and fewer than 5 such bridges remain in all of West Africa. It is anchored to massive dabima trees on both sides of the river. A web of thick and thin liana ropes gives the structure both flexibility and strength. Every 5 to 6 years, the bridge undergoes maintenance. The main support ropes are replaced, along with any sections of liana that have begun to decay. We step onto the bridge. To stay balanced, Alphonse grips the railing and moves with the structure. He does it with impressive skill. We spend 2 days in Koima. No one here knows the Loma script. The Loma live in small, scattered communities deep within the forested hills of Guinea. Their society is rooted in tradition, with knowledge passed down through memory and oral history. The ability to write, once held by their elites, now feels like something from the past. During my stay in these remote villages, I explore the surrounding forest with Alphonse. A tree known as Mesobotria sparsiflora produces sweet fruits that taste like cherries. Alphonse calls them grapes. The Loma grow cocoa around their villages. Alphonse points to a yellow pod, ripe and ready. Inside are seeds, eaten as a local delicacy. We come across the remains of an old village. My guide explains that it was destroyed in conflicts with a neighboring tribe in the time of his grandfather. The great Dipterdenia africana trees are a hallmark of the Guinean jungle. It often takes more than 20 people to encircle their trunks. And finally, success. After 2 weeks of searching, we find people who know the Loma script, the Kalivogi brothers in the village of Ivory. I first show the brothers a copy of a letter published in 1945 by Joseph Joffre. They read the text with effort, and the younger Kalivogi notes that it was written in a different dialect. Villagers gather around the hut. All eyes are on the Kalivoji brothers, who possess the rare, almost magical ability to read. Alphonse explains to me that a distinct Loma dialect is spoken in Iri, shared by people from 7 neighboring villages. The brothers set out to write a short account of their family. The Kalevagis are the last people who still know the Loma script, which they learned more than 40 years ago from a master teacher. At the time, several people in Iri were familiar with the alphabet. Written texts were carefully preserved in one of the village chief's huts. Alphonse records the brothers' personal details. Today, the most talented children learn French, and there is little interest in studying the complex syllabic script, which contains over 400 characters. The tension gives way to ease. I present gifts, and a bucket of palm wine is soon set before us. In a spirit of quiet companionship, we sip bange, a drink well known in Guinea. Perhaps somewhere in the northern villages of the Loma, a few still remember the old script. Yet even so, this singular art of writing is slowly slipping into oblivion.